In the studio live with me is Michael Lighty. He's a spokesperson and associate, I don't know what your title is with PDA, with the Progressive Democrats of America and with the National Nurses Union.
That's right. Now, people want to take me lightly, but it's actually Lighty.
Lighty, thank you very much. Yes.
But yes, no, I am on the PDA Advisory Board, and I'm the Public Policy Director for National Nurses United.
Great. So you guys had a Progressive Roundtable today. Tell me what happened.
Well, it was amazing, Tom, because it started with Jim McGovern, who was scheduled to speak, the congressman, right, who said, hey, I got to rush. We got to fight over a amendment that I want to introduce to the NDAA on saying, okay, we're going to withdraw troops from Afghanistan by 2014. Let's put it in law. And the administration and the Republicans pushed back. The Republicans said to Congressman McGovern, oh, we don't want to embarrass the president. Doesn't pass the laugh test.
I've got a bridge to sell you. Yeah,
exactly.
The Republicans don't want to embarrass the military contractors who are making a fortune there and channeling their profits to the Republican Party. But why didn't the president want this thing to happen?
Well, now that's a good question.
I'm guessing that the argument that the White House would make is that we want to have the flexibility to deal with the situation on the ground.
Yes, that's right.
And actually, you could probably build a fairly rational case for that.
You could, the military prerogative. On the other hand, it is stated policy.
Yeah.
And it
was a stupid invasion to begin with.
Exactly. So it should have been over a long time ago or not happened at all. Right. So it should go into law. That's how we started. Then Congressman Keith Ellison from Minnesota came and talked about the Robin Hood tax, H.R. 1579, talked about the work around minimum wage and the fight against the TPP. Right. And really it was extraordinary because it was the bringing together of just what we want, the movement and the congressional representatives fighting on the issues that matter to working people. And so between those two, we were off and running.
Wow. That's great. So, and then, what came out of this?
Well, we've got an extensive program. We had 200 congressional offices visited today by PDA members dropping letters on these issues.
All around the country.
All around the country.
Local offices.
Okay. At the district level.
Right.
So they were promoting, opposing the Fast Track Authority. Mm-hmm. They were weighing in on NDAA. Mm-hmm. And they were supporting H.R. 1579 and also calling for single payer because tomorrow is a big national lobby day for single payer. Right. So it was PDA activists on key issues, educating Congress.
Tell me about the National Lobbying Day on single payer.
Well, this is an event with Physicians for National Health Program, Healthcare Now, of course, National Nurses United, Labor Campaign for Single Payer, All Unions Committee for Single Payer, with Public Citizen doing a lot of the legwork.
Wow.
And we're going to visit senators and congressional offices in support of Bernie Sanders' S-1782, H.R. 676 from
This is basically a national single payer, everybody into Medicare.
Everybody in, nobody out, Medicare for all, improved so that it really delivers on the promise of guaranteed health care.
Right. What's the mechanism for transition? It always seemed to me that you've got to ramp up a bureaucracy, whether you're a health insurance company or whether you're the federal government. And it always seemed to me that if we were going to move everybody into Medicare, we should probably do it a decade per year. In other words, for every year that passes, the eligibility age for Medicare drops by 10 years, and if you could, or something like that. I mean, is there any kind of mechanism built into either of these laws, or does it simply say Congress shall come up with a mechanism, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it
I don't want anybody to be left out.
Right, exactly. Well, it's an interesting question because if you go back to the history of Medicare when it started, that enrollment period was seamless. They put every senior in Medicare within a matter of months.
Really?
It's totally unlike healthcare.gov.
Of course, the Republicans were support. Well, no, the Republicans were opposed to it. Yeah.
But the enrollment was easy. And so we do believe it could be easy again to enroll everyone.
Yeah.
On the other hand, as a matter of political strategy, there's certainly a case to be made. Let's give it to people 55 and over.
Right.
Let's give it to people up to 26, and then let's eventually get the rest. And that was actually envisioned by Ted Kennedy and John Dingell. They had a bill that would have done exactly that over a period of years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Back in the day, was that when Ted Kennedy was going up against Jimmy Carter in the primary? Was it around that
No,
era?
it was actually at the beginning of the ACA debate when Senator Kennedy was still alive.
Oh,
that was his proposal with John Dingell.
Well, and he got in a big fight with Richard Nixon in '73, I think it was.
Yeah.
Nixon's proposal was basically Obamacare.
That's right.
And Ted Kennedy said, that's not good enough. We got to have single payer. And he blew it up.
That's right. He blew it up.
But I think he regretted that for a long time because it was a start. It was a camel's nose under the tent. So Progressive Democrats of America, Tim Carpenter has passed away. God rest him. And we were all together in Massachusetts the weekend before last, if I'm recalling correctly, to say goodbye, and also for some really good political stuff and a lot of great people. Bernie Sanders was there, great stuff going on. PDA is moving on. This is what Tim would want, of course, and PDA is continuing. What is PDAmerica.org is the website, Progressive Democrats of America. What, beyond just the Progressive Roundtable you had today, what all I'm not sure which, anyway, is or are, what's what's PDA up to?
Right. Well,
it's been a long day.
Indeed, that's right. Educate Congress.
Right.
Monthly letter drops in congressional district offices.
Right.
Obviously, the roundtable. There's been a lot of interest in urging Senator Sanders to run for president as a Democrat.
Right.
And the belief is that PDA can play an instrumental role alongside that campaign to make sure it's not only about the candidate and his ideas, but it's about building that movement to demand fundamental change. Now,
I was Friday night, the weekend before last. Bernie was there Friday night, and he gave a talk. Right. And I was doing a TV show here, and so I was on an airplane flying. I got up there at midnight or something. So I missed that. Was he at any point directly asked or confronted, or I thought you guys were going to deliver 10,000 petitions to him.
Oh, that happened.
Okay, and what was his response?
Non-committal, but the crowd erupted. I mean, it was standing ovation. When I think it was closer to 11,000 signatures at that point. We're continuing that. And then we ended the meeting, not ended the meeting, but at some point in the afternoon, we declared a unanimous consent to urge Senator Sanders to run for president as a Democrat, and this being the beginning of that effort. Right. The whole room adopted by acclamation.
Wow.
So that was kind of the culminating moment. And he had done a speech Saturday morning as well.
Right, I was there for that.
Right, for that. Yeah. I think you could tell he's wrestling with this question of, independent or Democrat.
Yeah, we talked about it on our program last Friday, too. Actually, he didn't talk about wrestling with that issue. He talked about wrestling with whether he should run at all.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing he's waiting to see who else emerges. And typically, people don't declare their candidacy for president until the spring of the year before the election, which would be, after this Christmas, it would be, next spring. Although all bets are off, given the way that the Koch brothers are messing with our political system. And after Citizens United, I mean, it's like everything has gone nuts in politics in America. So people can still support Progressive Democrats of America by going over to PDAmerica.org. They can create a local chapter.
The best way to get involved in PDA is through these issue organizing teams. I was on a call on Sunday where we had nearly 100 people planning and learning about the TPP trade agreement and opposing fast track.
SHAFTA, I call it.
SHAFTA, that's very good.
Yeah,
that's
it's the Southern Hemisphere Asian Free Trade Agreement.
Right,
SHAFTA.
Yeah, SHAFTA. Shaft them, shaft us.
Yeah, we got an after SHAFTA.
And there's also issue organizing teams on the military, ending the war, and single-payer healthcare reform, healthcare not warfare. So those are really the best vehicles because that combines the Educate Congress work with the grassroots organizing, the movement-building piece. And Connor Boylan and Andrea Miller are serving as co-executive directors and carrying on Tim's work. And we're continuing to be active around the country in some electoral races.
So people can get over to PDAmerica.org. You and I are going to be at a fundraiser in California, in Los Angeles, in June.
That's right.
We'll talk more about that later. That's Michael Lighty, great to see you, Michael.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much for having me.